Hello, Caleb. It is Friday the 26th of June. Boy, getting right down to the end of the month. I'm going to try something different here. I'm going to try recording the webcam, which is actually my iPhone, connected to my Mac, and the screen at the same time. So we're going to see how this goes. Here we go. Start DaVinci Resolve. Sadly, I have been working a ton of overtime this week, and so I have not had time to do anything except work, basically. It sucks. I'm going to move this over here, make it a little bit smaller. Because we're not really here to look at me, huh? And yeah. So let's go. Earlier, you had asked about my noise reduction trick. And I wanted to talk to you about that because there's some interesting things about noise reduction and grain, film grain in DaVinci Resolve that I think is pretty interesting, actually. So, go ahead and go like this. I'm going to put me up here. Hopefully we can still see enough of this to make this worthwhile. I can just go like that, scoot me over. Perfect. All right. So here we have a cute picture of my super cute kitty cat, right? But got this, I'll close this real quick. Maybe open this up a little bit. Crap. Go like this. Open up our gallery. That gives me a little bit of room. That's stupid. Damn it. Oh, well. This sucks. All right. Well, anyway, so let's just go back to this. So we got kitty cat here. And as you can see, I've got not a complicated node structure here, but a bunch of stuff. So we're going to go ahead and turn off a bunch of these. You can turn off individual nodes just by clicking on the number there, which I find to be extremely helpful when you're doing like I said in the last video, I like to keep each individual action kind of on its own node. That way you can click the node number like that, turn it on or off, and look at your image and say, okay, is this making it better or not? What's going on? So that you can turn it even the initial state all the way off. Okay. So this first node you can see is just basically me doing a color balance. Trying to get the image just to a nice neutral state, like I said earlier. I'm going to go ahead and pop into 100% so we can see kind of the noise. Oof. Pop into 100%, and you can see there's noise. It's not crazy. We are at ISO 1250 on the old X-T3, which is a APS-C crop sensor camera. But what I'm most interested in when looking at noise is we're in at 200% now, and we can see a lot of just random color, like some kind of purple, some green, magenta maybe. It's just the nature of digital noise is just kind of random colors. And even on a well-lit image, if you look, there's always noise because it's just the nature of a digital sensor, the way that it works. Random color noise is just part of how it works. And I generally find this to be pretty ugly, right? But the problem is when we turn on noise reduction, oof, look at that. It is scrubbed clean. Now this is DaVinci's AI ultra noise reduction, and as you can see, it wipes out all of our noise, but takes out a significant amount of detail as well. Now, since it's AI, it's super smart, right? It tries to leave what it thinks is the details of your image. So our kitty cat's face here, though not perfectly sharp, because like I said, I was using a manual focus lens on this, and it was a wide aperture. I had it wide open at f0.95 on my old Fuji X-T3. It's a 35 millimeter lens. It says f1 in the metadata, but it's a manual lens, so the metadata is not accurate. But anyway, yeah, our detail is wiped out, although we saw some chromatic aberration, green fringing. Ew, gross. I'm not going to correct that. You could correct that. There is a chromatic aberration corrector, but I'm not going to do that today. So this is with our noise reduction off. Random colors in our what should be black cat fur, and then noise reduction on, and a lot of the fur texture stays. I think the AI noise reduction actually does a really good job. You can see it right here under the noise reduction tab. I'm using AI Ultra NR, and I just let it do its analysis. It's actually going pretty light, you know, pretty not crazy, but yeah, it just wipes out the noise in the background of the image. Wipes out the noise, also wipes out the texture. So how do we fix this? Now, is this something that you really want to fix? Some people would say no. Some people would say, I like this nice smooth plastic image. Not a fan of it myself, but you know, there's no right or wrong. It's subjective. It's if you like the look, you should do that. But I don't like this look. I want something that looks more filmic, but you also got random color noise in color motion picture film. So is what I'm going to do really filmic? Is it a film look? Debatable. But is it cool? I think so. So what I did was, you can see right here, I took I made a parallel node. And this parallel node is just the same image, but without noise reduction. Now here's the clever trick. You can see that what we have now is a grainy texture, but we don't have random colors. If you look close here, I mean, this is a real subtle thing. It's not really gonna, this might not even show up on YouTube. Hopefully at 200%, we're really seeing it good. I could go up to 300% and see, yeah, we don't have that random color that we used to have before. If we turn these off, here's our random color. Again, we got that green and purple and just, I think, gross look. A lot of purple crap in here. And like I said, when we turn on our noise reduction, boom, that's all gone. And when we turn on our parallel node, there we go. The texture is back, but the random color is not back. And I think that looks much better than adding in grain with one of like the film look, one of the like the film grain nodes, you know, or the film grain section of the film look creator. And the way this is happening is when you make a parallel node, it gives you a it doesn't give you a layer mixer. It gives you a parallel node. But right here where it says morph into parallel node, when you first make this, it'll be a parallel node and it'll say morph into layer mixer, which is what we want. Because the layer mixer allows you to have a composite mode. How is the original image and our noise reduction, or the original image and our noise reduction image being combined? And as you can see, I already gave away the ending, luminosity is the trick that makes this work. So what it's saying is that the difference between this image and this image in the luminosity is going to be combined. So that way I don't have any random colors. I just have our texture back, which I think looks really good. It looks a lot better, in my opinion, than adding grain, adding fake grain, because all fake grain is just random noise. It's really hard to get randomness from a computer for reasons that I'm not entirely 100% sure how to explain properly or that I even understand properly. But from my understanding, it's difficult to get randomness, and so noise is generated weirdly, which to my eye, adding fake noise or grain after the fact kind of always looks like ass because it just kind of makes a dirtier picture. And yeah, this is a little bit grittier, but if you think about it, the noise in this image is part of the original image. It's some of the detail of this image is because of that texture, that random noise that was generated at the capture time by the sensor, by the amplification of the signal at 1250 ISO, whatever, So, to my mind, in my logic, this is a better look. And to my eye, this is a better look. I like this better. So, after this point, downstream of our denoise and then adding back in the texture from the original image, not just random noise, I then have a little bit of a color corrector. It's just the RGB mixer, which I like to do. I tweak contaminate each channel. So we got our red channel, our green channel, and our blue channel. And as you can see, I've just done a little bit of tweaking. In the blue channel, you subtract a little bit of red and add a little bit of green. Do different things. I kind of do it by eye, looking at the scopes and stuff. And it's just a way to kind of fine tune color balance. There's many ways to do. There's 100 ways to do anything in Resolve. That's what's so cool about it. So you just find a technique that you like and that works well for you. I like this. So after this node, we go to here, which is our film look creator. And as you can see, that changes our color again. We've now got more of a richer color, And again, when I'm modeling film, it's like this isn't really what film looks like. Film doesn't really do this sort of thing, but it's film-esque, It, like anything, when you're trying to say you're making a period film, something set in the past. The thing isn't really going to look like what real life looked like in the past. You're exaggerating certain elements because that's what modern people associate with the time period, right? The same as, in my view, when you're trying to do a film look, it isn't true to film. This isn't what film would really look like if I shot this image on film, but it's an exaggeration of the characteristics that people associate with film and what we now like about film, which is, the graininess and the sort of more saturated, more color contrast style. I don't know how to explain it better than that, or if that's even a good explanation. But to my eye, that's before, that's after. Is that accurate to a film look? No, not really, but it looks nice. It looks cool. So we're going to do that. Now here's the clever bit. I've denoised it. I've added back in the original texture. We've got this shot. It's not a very sharp image because, reasons. But AI is going to save our bacon again because Resolve now has this new thing called library. Ultra Sharp, where is it? Under Resolve FX Sharpen, we've got Ultra Sharpen, which is, Ultra Sharpen is a new AI, machine learning, yay, sharpening algorithm, and it works real good. Boom, see? Just crispens up our little kitty cat there. Call him Crispin Glover. He's so crisp. Now his name's Klaus, actually. Klaus Kinski. Named after, as you can imagine, Klaus Kinski. Which turns out not to have been such a great idea because, as notorious as Klaus Kinski's temper was, that's about how this kitty cat is. He's a temperamental little guy. Anyways, likes to bite people. But yeah, so this gives us a beautifully balanced kind of sharpness. He's been sharpened. his face here, but the background really hasn't changed a whole lot, which is good. We don't really want to sharpen blurry parts. Technically, you know, grain is not blurry, even in a blurry background, which also is true to film. And that's how this looks, which I think looks pretty cool. So there you go. Just to recap, we've got our original balance. We've got our parallel nodes, one with noise reduction and one without, that are mixed together via luminosity composite mode right there. Luminosity. And then we've got a little bit, you know, color tweaking, Film Look Creator, ultra sharpen. I think it looks pretty cool. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Fit back to window. We've got before and after. Yeah, you know, that's what you do. That's what I do anyway in Resolve. As you can see, we're not super bright for a HDR image, but you know, it was a dim interior evening shot, so lit by a lamp way back behind her in the living room and then a table lamp next to the table here. So it wasn't a super bright, you know, image to begin with, and I think it looks cool. So try that if you like. The other cool thing, just so you know, is this technique of heavy noise reduction and then mix back the original texture with luminosity. Works exactly the same in video, and I do it all the time in video. Take out that random splotchy color crappy noise in video and put in the original texture back instead of adding grain with your grain effects, because you've got not only the grain in the Film Look Creator, but there's even you see Dehancer. I never use Dehancer. It has grain. I don't use it. It claims its grain is something cool. It sucks ass just like the rest of them. But you've got, where is it? It's in here somewhere. Ah, right there. Under film emulation, you've got color tone diffuser. Oh, I have not played with that. I should play with that. Film grain right there, which is, you know, it's basically the same as in Film Look Creator, but film grain gives you more parameters. You can go in on a per channel basis and do stuff. Plus, it's, you know, has other things. But again, I don't like the look of it. It looks real artificial to me, and I like this look better. So let me know what you think. Do you add grain to your image, or do you degrain your images? Do you like a smoothed out plastic image? Especially if you're taking pictures of trees and listen to Radiohead. You got some fake plastic trees. No, just kidding. But, or do you like a organic texture? I don't know why I keep putting air quotes and everything. Anyways, that is that for this Friday. Hopefully not as rambly as my last tutorial video, and hopefully explaining a little bit better. As always, if you have any specific questions or techniques that you want to know more about or want to learn about, if I know how to do it, I'll definitely show you. And if I don't know how to do it, I'll try and figure it out. Today's drink is plain ass tap water because, I don't know, that's all I got right now. Anyways, have a great Friday. Hopefully next Friday I'll have some more movie stuff to talk to you about. But, actually, let me show you real quick. Yeah, never mind. Anyways, movie stuff coming soon. But yeah, hopefully this technique worked, and I've got decent audio over here. It's just recording audio from my phone as well. So anyways, I will talk at you. I'll talk at you next week. Say bye-bye, kitty cat.